Peace, Spawn. I appreciate you coming out, man. Respect. I call you my brother, but I feel like, you know, like, not like you're my son, man, but you know what I'm saying? Like you're my nephew or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely on.
Yeah, man, I've known you such a long time, you know, and me and your pops, you know, I have so much love for your pops. We have a really good relationship, and you know, he and I are like brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I appreciate you having me on here.
Respect, man. Nah, you know, I had to, man. You know, so what I was getting at is, back when Tigers used to smoke, right? When you dropped it, I didn't even know that you were gonna drop it. You know, I had no knowledge of it. You know what I'm saying? I know that. I remember you were telling me you were working on it when we talked about it. Your pops told me about it too. But I didn't know that you were gonna drop it. And so when you dropped it, and when I saw the artwork, I was compelled. You know, I was like, oh, let me go check it out.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, oh man, where am I? You know, I couldn't find it. I didn't know where you put it out. You know, then I realized you put it on Bandcamp, and on Bandcamp you can listen to the whole thing. So I'd be driving around, man, and just, you know, put it in my phone and just listen to it. And I was like, yeah, man, like this is it, Spawn. Like you transformed, you know what I'm saying, on this one. Like this is your actual, I mean, I don't know how you look at it, but I think that this is your debut album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some albums in the past, or like they were EPs, but it wasn't as powerful as like the one back when Tigers used to smoke. Because I feel like it's more on my poetical journey, you know, and lyrical like consciousness, and you know, you know, the beats, you know, it's always there. That's like my bread and butter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you stepped it up as a MC, you know, as a lyricist, with not just your writing and your storytelling, but even your cadence and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just different. This album was different, man. You know?
Yeah.
And, it's funny. Like I was talking to one of my boys, and we were just kind of talking about it. And I was saying, like, look, I was like, Spawn is featuring Mr. Forge, you know what I'm saying, on the album. So I was like, that's dope, man, you know?
Yeah, of course, because, you know, my dad, as we were progressing through the album and I was working on it, you know, certain beats I would play, and then my dad would start writing as well. Like, he'll be in the other room, and then I'm in my room, and then he comes in, he's like, yo, I wrote to this. Or like I would be like, you know, this has a good idea, we can both go on it, you know. So like for example, the first song, you know, of course, is called Back When Tigers Used to Smoke. You know, it's basically the story behind it is, you know, the story of my upbringing. You know, I kind of personify myself as a tiger, you know, as a little cub, and then I grown into like a full-on tiger. And then my dad, you know, wrote his verse is more specific on the kind of person who I grew up to be, you know, coming, because he'll talk about like when I was born or before I was like a twinkle in his eye, you know, kind of thing, and like how he came about my name, and then just me as a person. So it was like the character development of who I am, you know, and well, who's best to tell my birth story than like my father, you know?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was really dope, especially like it was very personal, and it was very emotional at the same time, you know. But
and what a dope beat, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what a way to start it off, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, about that. Was this planned? Like, was this a planned thing?
So it wasn't planned out. Like, I kind of wrote, you know, what I wanted to write to, and speak about the topic. That was all out of order. But, you know, when I was like just, you know, tracking down it and recording to it, I guess the the selection of how they're ordered came into effect with like just what I wanted to convey and the consciousness. Like, you know, I talked about, you know, me being born to there's ghosts, like I can hear like voices, or like having dreams of ghosts, you know, to like, you know, self-reflecting about myself and, you know, certain things that I've experienced. And then in that experience, as I was reflecting about myself, I had to reflect about, you know, especially at the time I was going through a lot, like I was going through depression, and that's when I had a breakup. So, you know, my heart was broken. That was about the girl, you know, but me to cope, you know, was for me to convey how I felt and be honest with myself. And then the next one, it was basically about, you know, praying for betterment, you know, to better myself, and thinking about like everything, like, you know, from the girl
about your meds
to my
brain.
medicine, yeah, to my father, to my brothers, you know, most importantly, and then, you know, most importantly, like my mental health, my spiritual guidance, and also, you know, certain programs that I had to go through, you know, because, you know, I'm just gonna be real, you know, like, it was a time period, like, you know, this is when I wasn't competing in the beat battles, you know, because I was just going through a lot. And also I talk about like how I was using just marijuana, you know, for the longest time. I mean, since I was like 17, but then like I've noticed that there was a struggle with it, you know, in myself. You know, other people can handle it, you know, but some people are different, and I'm just one of those people who are kind of different. And like it increased my paranoia like sporadically and exponentially to the point where I needed to get help. And for me, because
I was going on at that time too.
Yeah, it was a lot going on, and I was, you know, can I say this? I mean, like,
you can say whatever you want, man. But look, the thing is like I want you to say whatever you want to say, right? Because people are gonna watch this, man. Like, people love you, man. People respect you, not as just as a musician. All the guys that watched you grow up, you know, in and outside of BeatKonductaz, man, like, they have nothing but love for you and your family. You know what I'm saying? But you also have fans too, so you got to think about that too, right? There are young people that watch this that say like, man, you know, First Spawn, like, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't know them, they don't know you, right? That's true. So you know, it's like, I want you to say, you know, whatever you want people to hear. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, so I'm just gonna be real, like, at that time period, you know, it was a lot going on, you know, especially like just a lot of mental stress. But I was diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic with auditory hallucinations. So that's why in Self-Reflect, it's more so the story about the start of it and my journey, like what did I have to do to kind of correct myself, you know, and take my medication, you know, pray for patience, apply meditation, you know, things like that. I have to think first before action or speaking. I was like thinking about things that I had to speak about first, and then I take action, kind of thing. I had to retrain my mind. And then, but now, like, you know, glory to God, you know, like, to Allah, that, like, I'm stable mentally now. Like, I have mental stability, and, like, you know, like, the voices are gone, and it was some crazy voices. And as I talk about it in Self-Reflect, you know, it was like I was hearing people who I thought like I looked up to, and then they were talking to me, and then I thought they were talking to my family as well. For example, like, you know, just like people I know, and I would hear the voices, and then it would just be like some things that were bad, some things that were good, but I couldn't really control it. You know, it was out of my control. But
and this is around the time that you were burning a lot?
I was burning a lot. My girl at the time, you know, wanted to split because I was just being very paranoid. I thought people were talking about me.
How old were you at the time? Like 20, 21?
I think I was like 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, so recently, so I'm just waiting for it to be on all DSPs. Like, for example, like Spotify, Apple Music. I put in that just recently, so it will be available everywhere.
Who are you using?
I'm running through DistroKid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so DistroKid, everything has already been approved. Just waiting for it to clear ASAP. You know, it should be on all DSPs by next week, hopefully.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
So then, the good thing about DistroKid is that, and look, there's a lot of them out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to like say they're better than anyone, whatever. You know. But the good thing is that when they approve it and they put it out, then it'll be across the board everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Spotify, iTunes, Apple, YouTube. They have their own YouTube page where they put your cover with the song. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to even you can just promote that one. So it's pretty dope, man. Yeah, that's good. That's a good move, man.
Yeah, I love
keep doing that.
And especially to share it on Instagram Reels. You know, it'll be on Instagram.
Yes, 100%.
On TikTok.
Yep. Well, that's the thing, man, is that when you run it through them, they give you that code, the ISRC code.
Yes.
That's the important thing, man. That's the whole thing. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you get that, yeah, man, inshallah, bro. To be honest, again, we'll talk about this offline. But that's the thing that's missing in a lot of artistry, right? Is that people are just making music and then doing nothing, right? So I'm glad that you are taking the steps to make yourself a business now. You know what I mean? A brand.
Yeah, because
now you're gonna get my show. Now you're gonna get this podcast flagged, man. When your album goes live on DistroKid, they're gonna say on me. So you're gonna have to go back and say no, it's okay. I'm gonna have to dispute you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we're okay. So
no, I'm joking, but that's how it works. So that's what it is. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
If people wanted to find you online, where can they find you? Hit them with the link for the album first. I wanted to ask you too, man, because when I Googled it, it was two separate pages. There was one that had your old albums, and then there was another one that had just this album. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, so it was just difficulty retrieving my old Bandcamp, because apparently it was an older email that I used. So I had to. Yeah.
So that's the email that I've been trying to email you to.
Yeah, I know. And it's
got it. So you're locked out of that email.
Yeah, basically.
Bro, so we gotta fix that then, man. We gotta fix that whole situation. You gotta get all that stuff back. So what? You lost all that old stuff that's associated to that email?
So it wasn't necessarily the first spawn at gmail.com. It was an older email that was used, and
so got right.
No, it was like DGK98 some.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that one. And then so yeah, there was a difficulty doing that, and then they needed information like names of people who actually purchased my older albums.
What?
And the thing was, all that information is inside of Bandcamp. So they want me to basically prove that I am who I say I am, and I own that. But that's why when I just like I released the album, I was just like, let me just create a new one, you know, with my newer information. So I know, and I appreciate everybody.
Are you gonna reload the old albums to this new page?
Yeah, so that's what I hopefully want to do.
And let me ask you this: if people are buying your old albums from the old one, is that money still hitting your bank account or no?
So it's like hitting my old PayPal, you know, like my old PayPal is, you know, getting
so
that.
Locked out of that too.
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, we gotta fix that, Spawn. You know, there's so many tech guys, you know, just within our circle alone, right? But so many people that are gonna watch this that are tech guys. I mean, there's got to be a way to make that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I've been there, man. Trust me, I've been through that too, man. Anyways,
yeah,
Spawn.
but you can find me at First Spawn, or at 1st_SPAWNED. You know, on Instagram, mainly
TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok. You know, at the real First Spawn. Cause that was another thing. Cause I had an account with TikTok, and then like I got a new phone, and then it wouldn't allow me to get back into the old one, so I had to make a new one, and I just call it at the real First Spawn.
Yeah, TikTok's weird too.
Yeah,
man.
TikTok's
weird.
weird.
Phone number, right?
Yeah, like it was weird, but
yeah, it's all good. I mean, look, man, you just the thing is as long as people know how to get to you, you know what I'm saying, how to get to your music,
yeah,
that's all that matters, man. You know, because TikTok and Instagram, they can shut down your account at any point, right?
Right. Yeah.
So as long as you're able to pop up a new one and people just go to the new one, they migrate, man. I mean, all it is just click, you know, boom, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Yeah.
That for people, you know what I'm saying? For real, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, Spawn. I appreciate you, man. And inshallah, brother, I hope, you know, that you are blessed with many things, many more things to come.
Respect, brother.
Yeah, man. But yeah, this album was dope, man. You know, I'm real proud of you. It's something that I anytime that I have something on repeat. The last time that I had one of your albums on repeat was not that I don't have your music on repeat all the time, right? But I'm just saying, like, the last time I had something on repeat like this was the Indigo Children.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't know. It's like the production of the album, the way you put it together, and the way you put the music together, and the beat selection. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's nice. It's nice to ride to, and you know I can just keep it going, man. Just keep it in rotation.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's dope, man.
Yeah, cause one thing about the album is I wanted to bring it from the dark to the light, and that's kind of how like the sample selection or just the movement, you know, it's like when you're meditating kind of thing. You know, it gets brighter as you listen to it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you're right, because the more I listen to it, there's more that I'm hearing. I'm getting more from your stories now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's more
the first
like,
time it was all about the production, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, okay, let me kind of listen a little bit more. And now, when I listen to it, I'm just getting like little bits of information that you put out there that completes the story of First Spawn.
Yeah, now it's definitely a good, well, I don't say good, but it's really content, you know, and it's about like self-reformation, you know, like how we work on ourselves, and you know, things get better as time progresses, and just being grateful for everything that we do have, and you know, never taking anything for granted. Like, you know, and I owe it, you know, to everything, you know. Yeah, I remember the time we were in Brooklyn, right? You know, like, and you put your hand out, and you're like, this is all that matters, you know. Anything that we do, you know, from our hand, you know, because we create, we manifest things, you know. It's our gift, you know, and just making the right choices. And I know that, you know, just right choices, healthy choices, you know what I mean? Yeah, healthier habits, you know.
Yeah, man.
Make a healthier planet.
That's the secret, you know, is like if you gravitate towards better health, you have better results, right? If you gravitate towards positive thinking, you have better days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you know, that's what it is, man. It's, you know, it's the big secret, right? The law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
It's not a secret. It's so simple.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I really appreciate you, OHLOW.
Respect. I appreciate you, Spawn, man. Hey, let's you know, we're gonna get together soon, man. You know what I mean? But let's get into the beats right now, man, because people are blowing me up. They're like, hey, what's going on? We're gonna start playing beats.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Spawn, I love you, bro.
Have to be
I appreciate you so much, man, for taking the time to talk to me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give my love to the family, bro. We didn't get to talk about. I wanted to talk just a little bit about the track about Kalani. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay. Now, in that song is, you know, called For My Brothers. Basically for the love of my brothers. You know, like every day, like they need me, I'm there for them, and I got their back. So I started off by talking about the story of my brother's birth, each of my brother's birth, because I have 3 brothers. So I first talked about Gabriel when he was born, then I talked about Kalani when he was born, and then I talked about Dario when he was born. And this was my most personal song because there's a footage of me actually with my brother when he was born, and I was like, what, 2 years old, maybe 1. But my brother and my parents, they told me like, oh, Gabriel got this for you. And it was a Wolverine and Sabretooth action figure. And I was like, you know, I was just stunned, you know, that he would give me a gift, and that's my brother. And then like, you know,
he was 1 or 2, you said?
I was 1 or 2.
So like how old was he?
He was just born. This was 2000. Yeah, so, you know, I think it was like my parents got me the toy, but they just
you know, I understand now. Okay,
yeah. But I first talk about Gabriel and, you know, how we're growing up. You know, it was just me and him, like Buddy and like Woody and Buzz, you know, Buzz Lightyear, and then like Wolverine and Sabretooth. And then I talk about like we were blessed with another brother to make us greater. And then I talk about Kalani, and more so on Kalani, you know, I call him the Iron Man because he may be like born with half of a heart because he was born with left ventricle hypoplastic syndrome, where he only had half of a heart, but he has the most fullest heart that I know. You know, when I say like Kalani, I remember your birthday. Grandpa picked us up from school to take us to the hospital just so we could see you. You got the biggest heart I know, though. Even though you were born with a heart not whole, you really are the heart to our home. You truly are the Iron Man. Gabriel and I are by your side like your 2 hands. Yo, gabba gabba with the cool dance. Bare necessities in life will always come to you. God gave us another brother so we could be 2 by 2. Then I talk about Dario. And for Dario, you know, it was the paramedics came by the house because my mom was gonna have him on the couch. You know, like, and I was on the phone with 911, and they were telling me, like, you know, I had to tell them that he's coming out. So when I said that verse, you know, that was a true story, you know, and, you know, quick, clean birth, good news. And then my grandma came home with McDonald's.
Wait,
you know,
so Dario was at home birth?
No, he was almost like really close. Yeah,
all
like
right.
he was gonna be born on the couch. Yeah, but they took, you know, they put my mom on the stretcher, and to the hospital they sent her. You know, so like, you know, and then once he came back home that same day, you know, like, I was holding him in my arms, and I was just thinking, like, you know, we got 2 other brothers that, you know, could protect you and, you know, guide you from harm. So, you know, it was for my brothers. You know, I'm always gonna love each other. I got your back from winter to the summer. This one's for my brothers, you know, like, because I got their back. You know, for me to, like, actually remember the births, like, it's pretty, like, I think that's a gift itself. And I just wanted to convey that and just show, like, you know, I got them. And also, like, my brothers and sisters who are not even by blood, you know, everybody out there, you know, like, they say in Tagalog, it's Filipino, the big brother is called Kuya, which that was actually my first rap name, you know, other than Firstborn. But that's just another story. I just dropped a Kuya. But, you know, I'm really like a big brother, you know. And then I also got older brothers, you know, like yourself, and, like, you know, and others that I look up to, you know, and like, it's just all comes full circle, you know. And for me, like, I would never want to cross my brothers, you know, like, you know, it's just, we got the same DNA, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but that one's really to my heart, you know, like, all my brothers, you know, it's just brotherly love, brotherhood, you know.
Yeah, no, it's nice, man. You did a good job with it, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, Spawn. All right, man. Let's cut it right here, man.
All right, yeah.
So let's get into the beats. And once again, if people want to find you online, Spawn, just tell them how they can find you and how they can find the album. Yeah,
you can find me at 1st_SPAWNED Firstborn on Instagram and social medias like that. Yeah. So check it out. So can I play that?
Go ahead, yeah. Let's just end it on that, man.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember your birthday and the toys you gave me. It was a Wolverine and Sabretooth. I wish I saved them. As I watched you grow up, I had a purpose to be a great big brother. You always got a friend in me. Life's a true toy story. You were Buzz, I was Woody. We shared moments of glory and I cherished them fully. Following style, we always been strong since we were babies. Then we were blessed with another brother to make us greater. I remember your birthday. Grandpa picked us up from school to take us to the hospital just so we could see you. You got the biggest heart I know, yo. Even though you were born with a heart not whole, you really are the heart to our home. You truly are the Iron Man. Gable and I are by your side like your 2 hands. Yo, gabba gabba with the cool.